Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day, Monday afternoon / evening, Zoom edition. It's a good time to be a crypto trader. I mean, Bitcoin added another 5+% today. Looks like closer to 8%. It's over 67K. We're really close to the all-time high from 2021, which I had to look up. It was 69.3, I believe, in US dollars. Bitcoin's already passed all-time highs in other currencies like the euro and the yen and some of those currencies. So that's pretty exciting. And things just mostly go up, consolidate, then go up again, up, sideways, up, sideways. It's not much crashing. So let's look at the chart and check it out. We're going to look at some different charts today too that we haven't been focusing on yet. So I'll share my screen. And you should be seeing my Bitcoin day chart.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. We're pushing 68K, kids. And not quite. Okay. So in my zone, which didn't last very long, we're already towards the top of it. And I've got the 68.5 as the top of the zone. And yeah, I think we're going to blast through that this week. If not in the next 5 minutes, who knows? And you can see we're up almost 8%, almost $5,000 today on Bitcoin. I was on Twitter for a while this afternoon looking at some of the people I follow there, and a lot of ETFs are growing like crazy. That's probably where a lot of this is coming from. There's more retail in now. People want to buy it at 70K. They don't want to buy at 20. So, hey, what can you do? Ethereum's doing really well in addition to that. So we're up almost 4% on Ethereum. It blew through my 3,500 zone here, and we're over 3,600 now. So I'll have to redo my zones. That's always a fun task to do when you have to move them up. So good stuff on that. We're stuck. All right. And here's something we haven't looked at before, and this is the SPX. This is the S&P 500, and that's an all-time high. We hit that in early January. It dipped, and then now we blew through it through over 5,100 on the S&P 500. Now it's not real clear whether the stock market and Bitcoin are as correlated as they used to be. They used to be both considered on risk assets. So if there was something in the news that pushed down the stocks, then Bitcoin and the crypto tended to follow. There's been more separation in late 23, early 24. So I'm hoping that we can put the SPX behind us. But hey, if we want to grow together, it's fine with me. So anyway, pretty exciting stuff all around with the markets. Anybody have anything they want to add or discuss or that they've heard about?
Should we be keeping track of all of the other smaller cryptos that need to catch up?
That's a good question. I think we'll talk about this a little bit when we talk about swing trading today. But I was going through, like, let's say about SHIB up at the moment. Now it looks like it's really pumping, but if you look at the, this is on the hour chart. If you go to the week, if you go to the day chart, it's still pumping. If you go to the week chart, this has been as high as 880. I mean, it's a tiny increment of pennies, but that's what these meme coins like to do. But it's got a long way to go to hit its all-time high. Its all-time high here, 84%. That's why when we were talking before the recording that I think, Fibonacci retracement and trend trading maybe not useful yet, because we still have a long way to go if we look at these all-time highs from 2021 for these altcoins to get to. I think that answers your question. Okay, any other questions or comments about the market overall before we look at some trades? Okay, let me get rid of the SPX. And so what do we do? I mean,
CJ, did you notice that there was a dip in the market? Like for me, I'm in Australia. It was at about on Sunday. It was at about I think 6 o'clock in the evening. So I don't know what time that is where you are.
Yeah, there was,
And why?
you know,
You-
this is just normal trading action on Bitcoin. Goes up, dips a little bit, goes up,
Mhm.
dips a little bit. You know, people sell. I bet you a lot of people had sell orders between 65 and 68. And, you know, those were triggered and they took profit. So,
Mhm.
you know, there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong
simple
with,
explanation. Okay.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with taking some profits. I plan to sell my a portion of my Bitcoin and my Ethereum holdels if, you know, when it probably tomorrow, because I was going to the all-time high, which is around 69.3. So if that hits tomorrow or the next day, then I'll be selling a portion.
What percentage?
Probably a quarter. And
Mm.
because that's my plan. You know, when I bought those last year, you know, I bought Bitcoin between about 25 and 30, and Ethereum between about 1,500 and 1,800. So, you know, that was the plan. I want to pull some cash out, set it aside, and be ready. Also, I think there's some wisdom in rolling those profits over into some coins that are going to move more. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum have already doubled. Will they triple or quadruple this year? You know, I doubt it. But, you know, Solana's gone up 6x since I bought that. So that's not a great example, but there are other smaller coins that haven't really pumped yet or have pumped a little bit that have more room to grow. So I was thinking about moving those funds into that. So, but that's a little beyond the scope of what I usually talk about on here. What you guys do with your hodls is up to you. There are people in Crypt Nation far more qualified than I to discuss such things. I'm more focused on using Altcoin Alert and iCoinPro for day trades and short-term swing trades, but I've been expanding. You know, you got to adapt to the market. So, you know, making 1% trades in a market like this may not be the best use of the market we have before us. So maybe like 2 and 3 and 4% on day trades and 10 to 20% on swing trades may be the way to go. You got to figure out what kind of trader you are and what risk tolerance you have. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that as we look at some coins on Altcoin Alert. Anything else on the market overall before we move on?
I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about the day and the swing trades, CJ. It's going to be very useful. And thanks very much for sharing your opinion on what you're going to be doing, because I'm thinking similarly along those lines as well. So thanks for that.
All
Always
right.
good to hear about other people who are doing it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's go to Altcoin Alert and see what we can do. Actually, I want to do this a little differently. I'm going to stop my share, and we're going to look at the Altcoin Alert Slack group. And if I can bring it up, there it is. Okay, and quick reminder, you new folks, don't put basic stuff in the Altcoin Alert channel on Slack. That's just for the information like this. So what I like about this tool, and I started using it again a few weeks ago, is these averages that it gives me, because you don't necessarily have to trade them right away. So I'm gonna give you an example.
Mm.
Like yesterday, Doge put out a very bullish AA score. But if you look at these averages, the good numbers don't really kick in until about the 48-hour point. So this was yesterday afternoon at 2:35 my time, so it's about a little over a day ago. So what I would do with something like this, on a day trade, I would go to my day trading setup. I need to get back over there.
You know, that information's available in Altcoin Alert as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't give the averages, I don't think, or does it? I don't recall them doing that.
Let's
So
have a
I've
look.
been paying more attention to the averages than I used to when I first used it.
It's probably easier to monitor it from the Slack group, but I'm not in the Slack group anymore, so
Okay.
but I know I've checked out that you can actually access that information.
Understood. Okay, you should be seeing my Doge 15-minute chart. Okay, I hope
Yes.
so. If not,
Yes.
then
Oh yeah. Sorry.
yeah, I had a Zoom call a couple of weeks ago where I did something like I just did and didn't get back over to my trading view. That's why I keep asking, because what I see isn't always what you see. All right, so we know that from the Slack group post that the Doge has some time and some room to run. So what I would probably do to get a better entry, like right now we're in the red zone on my 15-minute chart, on support and resistance. And again, if you want to learn how I set up my charts, look at that overview video that I send out on Sundays and Mondays, and that should help you out with that. So I'm using the supply and demand visible range from LuxAlgo. Find it right here. And then that's giving me support and resistance. So right now we're at resistance. This isn't where I'd want to buy. I'd want to buy, down here, ideally in a normal market. But if it just keeps pumping, it doesn't really retrace much, then you're going to miss out on some pretty good trades. So cord keeps getting stuck. So what you might want to do is, let's use a hypothetical. Let's say you have $300 you're willing to lose, but you don't want to on this Dogecoin trade. So you might want to put in $100 now if you really want to get in. You think this is pumping, and then save the other 200 to get in, maybe around here, where the mid zone is between the red and the green, and then another 100 down here in the green zone. So you get entries. I'll make a little line here. So you do one here, here, and here. And this is more of a swing trading approach because it's unlikely that this movement's going to happen in the same day. It's possible. I would say it's slightly less than probable, just from my experience. But yeah, split your allocation into three different entries. And so if it does pump like crazy and doesn't come back anytime soon, you're at least in for that first position. If it does dip, go against you, the average. This is what we call ladder buying. I have several videos on this. If you want to go to Crypto CJ ladder buying, those will come up. Also on the lists that Patrick gives me that I post monthly if you're on my email list. But anyway, if something goes against you you're in a bull market and you're in a long, you can buy additional positions as they go down. Eventually it will come back. I had a trade like this on Mina on Coinbase that I did as a spot trade in like early to mid-February, and this is exactly what I did. I took 3 positions on it, and it came back yesterday and broke above the first entry. So I had a really good profit here, an average profit here, and a small profit here, and altogether it ended up being a good swing trade. So you can use that same concept and avoid losses. It does have risk. If it keeps going down, it doesn't come back, you get what we call stuck. Being stuck is no fun. So there's a downside to every approach, I'm afraid. With stop losses, you're going to lose a lot. And with ladder buying, you're going to get stuck. And if there's, God forbid, a black swan event on the coin you're trading, you could lose it all. So take that into consideration. All right, so that's how I would handle the current Doge alert on Altcoin Alert. Any questions on that approach?
No, but may I just add, CJ, that actually I was drawn to have a look at this on the weekend because the famous Mr. Musk did a tweet, and when he tweets, you know that things tend to take off. So actually, he made a tweet that he thought that he's bullish. I think it was bullish on Doge. So I certainly checked it out on the basis of that, and then saw what you did there. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, I was going through purely a technical approach, but yeah, if he posts I love Doge, then it goes up.
Yes.
We had a running bad joke in 2022 during the bear market that, oh, Elon Musk must have sneezed today, the whole market dropped 20%. So Hopefully his sneezes won't hurt the bull market of 24. But I digress. Okay, so regarding Doge, my normal approach, if I just want to get my usual 1 to 2%, I'm going to use this RTI, the relative trend index, and set an alert, right click. If it dips below the 20, I will be ready, crossing up on the 20, once per bar close, and call it what you want, AA score purchase. And then my alerts are usually on my app on my phone, pop up on my computer, and play a sound also on my computer, and choose the sound that you like. I use this 3 notes reverb for my day trading quite a bit. And I've already got a different alert set up for this, so I'm not going to do that one for now. But that's how you do to get the ideal dip. That's going to be like this scenario here. It dips below 20, comes back, and see how good that entry would have been early in the morning on Sunday. You know, you would have caught that and been, depending on how long you stay in, would have been a great move. You can also use the 50, which is the midline, or you can even use the 80, or use all three. You know, one for the 20, one for the 50, one for the 80. And these are all ideally, you know, longs on derivatives, or just spot trading on, say, Coinbase or KuCoin or something like that. So yeah, that I showed you the 20. You can put a 50, you can put an 80, you can put a 42 if you want. So whatever floats your boat. And then you're good to go on the RTI alert. Let's see, got a chat. All right, thank you, Andrew. Any questions on Doge before we look at something else? Okay. So let's just go back to Altcoin Alert, the overall approach. I'm on the altcoin radar. You're probably used to seeing the dashboard when you first log in. I prefer to have all the information in all the columns, so I'm on the altcoin radar. We already did an AA score using Doge. There was an older one. Actually, let's look at FTM. This one's intriguing to me. So it's very bullish, got 80.4% score, but it's down 4% today. It had a big pump, pulling back. These are the entries I like. Let's check it out. FTM. Yeah, this is why I like this. We're in the 20 zone now. It just broke above. So using my usual approach on day trading, this is good to go. Not financial advice, but anyway, it's broken below the 20. It's crossed back up. It has been putzing around the 20 value on the RTI, you know, since 2 p.m. my time, so the last 2.5 hours or so. So it could do that a little longer, could even dip again, but it's had a couple attempts to get over this, and there's room to move. To get back to the red zone is 11%. Love that. So this is a good one, folks. I might take this one during my break between Zoom calls tonight. So you might want to look at this as a short swing to get that 11%. Maybe it takes a couple days, but you know, for it to go up just to 1 or 2% on a day trade, I think it's a good time to get in on that one. Okay. So, and one more thing I've been noticing that, like, here's another example. We have a dip down here, it comes back up, and it dips down again. It dips down a third time on the 15-minute chart. I'm used to seeing something like this on the 5-minute chart, but I'm seeing multiple dips more on the 15-minute charts. So I've been less likely or less inclined to take the first dip. I tend to take the second and third dips on the 15-minute chart on this RTI setup. I've been talking about this RTI since about September or October. Is my main source of information for getting into day trades. So still doing it, still liking it. And again, you can choose which alert you want to use. You can cross over on the 50, which is that dotted line. Where it is now, I go with the crossover on the 20. You know, it's at that location now. Maybe once per bar close to see if it does it again. Call it what you want. AA score purchase. And do the rest as you see fit. Okay, any questions on FTM? Okay, let's look at another sort with Altcoin Alert. That was the AA score. Let's get some bigger moves. Let's look at the long-term sentiment sort. I've been using this more for my swing trading. And what I want to do is I want to match up the sentiment score, which is what people are talking about online, on Twitter. I'll match that up with the Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator. When they match up, that's something I want to look at some more. We've already looked at FTM, KDA, XLM, Quantum, Curve. Curve is one I trade from time to time, so I've got an alert on that today. SHIB, well, we only have neutral on Elder Impulse, so let's look at Curve. And we will look at this on my swing trading layout. So this looks a little funky. Yeah. So with my swing trading layout, I gotta get on Curve. I have some different indicators. I still have the support and resistance I talked about on my day trading layout. And I've also got the super trend and then this Trendilo LSMA I just added last week. That's a trend-based indicator. And when I'm trend trading, I want at least 2 confirmations that what I'm doing is a good idea. And then I use this super trend to set my alerts. And super trend is really alert friendly. Now at the moment on the hour chart, we're in the red zone. But I know if I look at the day chart, the week chart, yeah, see, back in a little over a year ago, this was almost $6. So this has a lot of room to retrace. So I feel pretty good about that. I think I can use either the 30 or the 1 hour to set my alert, depending on how aggressive I want to be, or even the 15-minute. I don't use the 15-minute very often on swing trades. It's usually the 30 or the 1 hour. Let's go with the 1 hour. So I'm going to set an alert on my super trend. I'm going to set a buy alert, even though it's in buy already. You can use that 3-prong approach I described for Doge a few minutes ago, or you can just wait for this to come back. Sometimes frequently patience is the best way to go. Right click on that, use your buy. That's the first one that comes up. You can do direction change if you want to do longs and shorts on leverage, and then you can sell if you want to short something, but most of us are going to use the buy only once. And this is long-term sentiment, which I have here already. And then handbell and click create, and you're good to go. I've already done this one for me, so I'm not going to do it here. So my goal is for it to dip down and then come back up on a long. Here's an example of it. See, back on Friday afternoon, the buy triggered, and then the sell happened, and then another buy triggered. So, you know, the buy triggers here, goes against us a little bit, and then takes off. So, you know, 13% move. That's a really good swing trade. That's like a day and a half. And I like the super trend because it's alert friendly. So, any questions on this curve swing trade? If you'd rather do this on a day trade, you can just go over here to the 15-minute chart on my wrong one, on the day trading layout on the 15-minute chart, and use the RTI. Or you could add the super trend to your 15-minute chart and go that route, but I think the RTI is better for the 15-minute chart than the super trend. Okay, so we looked at 3 altcoin alerts. So squeeze one more in, then we'll head over to iCoinPro. Kusama, not one of my favorites. Some of these I know, and I'm more interested in trading than others. XRP has been pumping lately. DOT has been doing well.
Mhm.
I had a nice swing trade with DOT recently. Harmony, interesting. That's an old one.
Fetch AI. Fetch AI.
FET, FET.
Fetch.
Are you
Fetch.
asking for that one?
No, I'm just asking. Yeah, just if you want to find one, because I'm interested in it.
Okay, well, that's cool. Let's look at this as a swing. You want to swing trade it, or for a couple days or a couple weeks, or do you want to day trade it?
Both.
Okay. All right, here we are on the FET, on the fetch, or FET is the ticker. Okay, this one's interesting. It's bounced up and it's down. It's down a little bit, down in the green zone now. So has this
Yeah,
already been played out or not? Let's look at the big
probably
picture.
has.
Go to the day chart. Yeah, I had a pretty big move. On the week chart, this one's in price discovery. Okay. I knew one of these AI coins was, and this is the one. So, but we do have recent price action that we can use for a resistance and a take profit.
Yeah, I have taken some profit because it did very well and I held it for a while. So yeah.
Yeah, let's kind of zipping around on here. 30-minute. Yeah, the buy signal on the super trend went off on my swing trade layout, but it just dropped as soon as that happened. That's why you can't rely on this. You got to look at the other indicators as well. But even those will let you down frequently. So best we can do is look at the charts and find the best information we can. So on this one, on the 30-minute, yeah, the same approach I described in the last one. Use super trend, get the next buy signal. Or you could set a price alert down here if it keeps dropping.
Yep.
You can right click, set an alert on a price. Maybe 157 towards the green zone, call it what you want. So that's probably what I would do on that one for a better entry.
Thank you.
It's trending down. No, I wouldn't get in yet. I would wait for some evidence for it to come back.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. Anything else on Altcoin Alert before we head over to iCoinPro? All right. iCoinPro, home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. And this is, if you're not familiar with it, this is the 1, 2, 3 dip training I send you guys if you're on my email list. And iCoinPro is a very conservative day trading approach. So I think it's pretty safe. It's where I learned, the 1, 2, 3 dip, ladder buy, how to use the RSI. I don't use the RSI much anymore. I use the RTI, but again, that familiarity came from this training. And that's why Altcoin Alert doesn't mind if I share this. So I'm gonna sort by the 1-hour RSI on the RSI SPY. I'm gonna look for values below 30. If it's below 30 on the RSI, that usually means it's due for a retracement. Unfortunately, this tool allows Bitcoin pairs, which I don't trade. As you can see, all the ones that are dipping below are Bitcoin pairs. So I fudge a little. 33. This is the first one I get with a tether pair is this Gains network. I don't really know. So yeah. Now the other way to sort this is what you saw at when I first came to this page, and that's values over 70. So over 70, it might do for a small retrace and then another move up. So and the RTI will catch that kind of thing. So Bitcoin is one of the biggest movers today. It's the number right on top of the list. We also got Ava, SHIB. I traded SHIB today. Maybe that was yesterday. CKB, Ethereum is even up here. You don't usually see the OGs up here very often, but they've been pumping today. Let's look at SHIB, because this is one I like to trade both directions, but recently not so much. So we will look at this as a day trade. Take a look at SHIB. I'm on my day trading layout with the RTI. And you can create lists in TradingView of coins that you like to trade. And that's pretty easy to do. That's also in my overview video if you want to check that out. So at the currently on the 15-minute on SHIB, we're at the red zone, about to dip down. It hasn't broken below the 20 since in the wee hours of Sunday morning. So maybe something dipping below the 50 might be a better option. We had that happen here Sunday morning, and it made a nice move up. You can even go with the 80 on this. The 80 might be the way to go, because you can see it dipped a few times below the 80 here and then took off. It dips below the 80 here and takes off. It dips below the 80 here and takes off. So I think on this one, I'm going to right click, add an alert, crossing up. I usually use the 20 for dips and retraces, but I'm going all the way up to the 80 on this. Once per bar close. And this is RSI SPY. And I will use the 3 notes reverb, and I'm good to go. Now, SHIB is, the Crypt Nation guys don't like meme coins, so, I don't own anything like this, but I have no problem trading it. I used to like to short it, that one in Doge, but they've been pumping so much lately that I'm not shorting them anytime soon. SHIB's up 55% today. That's crazy. Yep. So if you are going to buy something like that, though, again, go in small and be ready to make additional purchases if you want to try to save the trade or employ a stop loss. Okay. Any questions on SHIB?
Yeah, a related question. If you use the ruler icon on the far left, you can see percent changes. So my question is there a way to automatically see percent changes on the right?
Not to my knowledge. You can press the shift button and then do this. But I find that works about half the time, which is why I frequently just go to the ruler, because that works all the time. But if you press your shift button and drag, it'll show you that information. Okay, good question. Let's look at, time's pretty good. Look at another one here. We looked at SHIB. Let's look at CKB as a swing trade. Yeah. 15. I've got 2 swing up here. I'm not sure why.
Answering that last question, yes, you can. It's in the chart settings. There is a percentage option for that scale on the right.
Oh yeah. Good one. Thanks, Greg.
Oh, that's great, Greg. Thank you.
That's better than what I suggested. I'm still used to seeing the numbers, so I'm going to leave that for now. But
yeah, you can just flick it on when you want it.
Yep. Okay, CKB on the 30-minute chart is a swing trade. Hit had a nice move, then dipping. So yeah, my approach is gonna be the same. Wait for the buy trigger or the buy signal to come back, which should probably happen around here somewhere, and then Yeah, nice 10% move to 20% back to the red zone on the 30-minute chart. So yeah, I would do that here. Add an alert on the buy. RSI SPY. And this is a swing trade, so I'm gonna use handbell. And I'm good to go. I'm doing some of my actual trading alerts I'm doing right now with you guys, so sort of some updated stuff. Okay, yeah, you can also do this on the 1 hour. And I think it's gonna be pretty similar though. Yeah. All right, any questions on CKB? Okay, the other tool that iCoinPro has that I like is the Buddy Coin Crawler. And it's their community's jargon to use the term buddy coins. That's the 3, 4, 5 coins you're following that day based on your analysis in the morning, based on what you're seeing on iCoinPro. I usually choose 2 iCoinPro coins, 2 Altcoin Alert coins, and then I'll do a couple just by sorting my list. So, but if Altcoin Alert has a lot of coins that I like, and I might do 3 of them. You know, same thing for iCoinPro and the other list. So it's not that rigid. Figure out what works best for you and do that. It's kind of my motto in life and in trading. So on the Buddy Coin Crawler, I'm sorting by average low to SMA. The low is the 24-hour low. The SMA is the red line you see between the green Bollinger Bands on my charts. Looking for 4% or better. Quantum is 8%. OMG at almost 6%. Phantom we looked at. Didix I like a lot. It's around 4%. Quantum's kind of a crusty old project, but so let's look at Didix. Look at this as a day trade, because this is where I usually trade this one. I like just picking off 1 or 2% on this coin as it moves. And that's what I like about it. You see how it goes up and down, up and down. This is a good day trading coin. So it just dipped below the 50. I would trade this both directions, you know, as a leverage trader. If you're not doing that yet, that's fine. Just go ahead and trade the spot when it dips. You know, it dipped here. Use my vertical line. It dipped below the 20 here, came back, made a nice move. You know, almost 3%. And did it again here. And another nice move, even more. You know, 3% again. So good stuff there. This is one I like to use to get, you know, like I said, 1 to 2%. So how I would trade this one, this is a little more advanced. I'm gonna, but you guys have seen me do this before if you've been with me for a while. Instead of the 20 or the 80, I'm gonna enter a channel. 80 on the top, 20 on the bottom. And Buddy Coin Crawler. Notifications, this one, 3 notes reverb. And then I'm good to go. So if this breaks below the 20 and comes back up, I'm in for a long. If it breaks above the 80, like here, and dips back down, I'm in for a short. And that happens right about here. You know, goes down 6%. So, you know, when you get setups like this, it's fun trading both directions. But if you're newer and you're not doing leverage yet, then just go ahead and wait for it to dip below the 20. And then it looks like it had some nice moves above the 50 as well. And if you're, yeah, then the 80 worked out pretty well in addition. So, well, this one didn't, but other moves above the 80 worked out pretty well. Actually, this one here is a good example of, no, that's not right. Yeah, this one here. Okay, here it dips below the 80, comes back up, and it just kind of putzes around for a while. Goes down. Then maybe you do another purchase here. And then it goes back up, and your first position's in profit, and your second one is as well. That's another ladder buying example. Though I usually wait for at least a 2% move on the chart before I buy again. That's not a great example, but. Okay, any questions on Didix? Well, that's about all I have for you guys today. Any questions, final questions before we wrap it up? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming out live. If you're watching this on the recording, thank you for that too. Check out the pinned comment in the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help support the channel. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.